Hello and welcome back to Fun Deck Frequence. I know he's been here just a few weeks ago, but I really wanted to give this man another shot, so we are here for Dark Magician Control. Welcome back to Fun Deck Frequence, everyone. Today's deck is, I think, one of my favorite decks of all time. I can't remember when I liked a deck as much as this the last time. When I did the Dark Magician Turbo video, I was mentioning like I would like to build like a Dark Magician control deck with some spicy stuff and everything, and concentrating less on the Last Will engine and getting it out and, you know, do stuff like that. And I was building around with that deck the last couple of days, and man, do I like it. It is so fun to play. I have 3 replays today. These are just so hilarious. We had such cool decks, cool opponents, and so cool plays with that deck. But speaking of the deck, let me get into it. So, of course, we have Dark Magician, only one. One is just enough. I learned that from the Dark Magician Turbo video. We have 3 skilled Dark Magicians, and this is like the Dark Magician engine. We have 1 BLS, this time with more lights. That's one of the things I learned also from the Dark Magician Turbo video. We have a Sangan, Exiled Force, since we play Last Will 2 times. We have stuff like Exiled Force as a trigger. We have Lily as a target for Last Will. And of course 1 Cyberstein also as a target for Last Will. We also have a Sinister Serpent. I decided to get one into the deck because we are a control deck, and this is just a good card in that as a level 1 and have just advantages for it. We don't have like this card, perhaps, or so, but I still wanted to keep this in the deck. I also wanted to play 1 Morphing Jar because it's just good in control, getting some card advantage back maybe, and just have fun with it. To play 1 Morph, I tried like 2, etc., but I found another light I really wanted to play and wanted to try out, which is the Summoner of Illusions. I love the artwork. I think this card is so cool forever time as I saw it. I never really played it because it's kind of hard to pull off and it's not so good. The effect's not so good, but in a control deck, when you can like tribute scapegoats and have a Book of Moon or maybe a Tsukiyomi, this can go hard. So I wanted another light. I searched out for the lights. I was like, man, this thing is just perfect for this deck. It's a spellcaster. It just fits the topic and I just love it. So I really wanted to try around with this card. I also want to get this deck in real life. I think I can just recommend to play it. It's so fun. You will see. I also really wanted to add a Time Wizard. Shoutouts to Cobb. I built this deck before we had our final Chaos episode of the Element series, and he included Time Wizard in like the coolest deck ever. Check that out, but I think you already did. But I wanted to have a Time Wizard. It's a Last Will trigger if we maybe fail. It's a light. It fits the topic of the Time Wizard. This deck for me is kind of mix of a meme and actually a good deck. So that's why I wanted to include Time Wizard for sure. We still definitely have the Toon Cannon Soldier, Toon Table of Content engine. This thing can win games just with the effect. Trigger Last Will. It is so important in that deck. This card is an instant Dark Magician with a skill Dark on the field. So we really need this engine here. We also have a Tsukiyomi, just important in the control deck. And it's a Dark and nothing more to say about that. Of course, we play Demog, and of course, I still wanted to have Dedication through Light and Darkness. Trust me, the space is so tight. I had to rearrange stuff, I had to try stuff, I had to switch stuff out, but I couldn't get out this card because it's so nice to have a Dark Magician play this card. Maybe you saw it in the Dark Magician Night video, pretty old one now, but there we had Dark Magician attacking into a Saku. We chain this and get the Dark Magician of Chaos and just win the game. Just so nice. And of course you play a Premature Burial, good for Demog, best case scenario, but also just good in this deck. We also play of course 2 Nox. Like I said, 2 Last Wills. I think 3 is just not needed here. I was thinking about just playing 1, but I think 2 is just fine. We have so many Last Will triggers, like Summon of Illusion, also a Last Will trigger if you tribute a real monster. And we want this card, but I think 2 is just the fine ratio. Of course, we got the Trinity, we got Snatch, Storm, 2 metas, 2 scapegoats for the control engine. I wanted to play 1 creature swap because we don't have the space for 2 in the main. We also just have the one in the main, no copy in the side. But it can be, we have some targets with scapegoats, it's good anyways. And we have one Book of Moon because it's very good with like the flip monsters, of course, but also just good under Decrease, which we play 2 of, and one ring, and that's the main deck for now. You will see in the replays we have different versions of the deck because I was really trying around, and this for me now is the optimal version between meme and competitive. So this is the main deck. In the side we have some cool choices too. I think we have one Kuriboh, fits the topic with Dark Magician, Yugi stuff, pretty good. And I always say it's a level 1, it's a dark. It's good for the metamorphosis, but it's also good as a defense, just nice. So I really wanted to play this here. We have also one Jaugen because I wanted to have enough lights because we only have like 3 lights in the main. And this is like the minimum we want to have. So maybe we side out then, I don't know, the Summoner of Illusions or the Moth against like Reasoning Gate. Get in the Jaugen, very nice. We also have a Cyber Jar. I first had it in the main, but I decided to put it in the side. Just good also against aggressive decks or whatever. Same as Tribe. We have a Parshath against Control. I just love this card. It's another light. And it's the tribute monster we can side in for the Demog. Because against Control I'd rather have a Parshath than a Demog, I think. We also have a third copy of Scapegoats against the aggro matchup and RGT, etc. It works just so well in this deck with all the stuff, so wanted to have a third copy with the Decree, just nice. Against the aggro matchup we have one Mirror Force. I needed to play Magic Cylinder. I know it's a Nombo with the Royal Decree and everything, but the Yugi topic, I really wanted to keep it in the deck. And I just love the card and we're here for fun, so we played one Magic Cylinder. We have a Jinso, can also switch it out for like the Demog or so. Let's see, depending on the matchup. Then we have a Zaborg against Turbo. I really wanted to add also one Blade Knight because it's also a light and it can be very good against flips. Want to test around with that. And Okaiku, also against the Turbo matchup. Then against Burn, I love the card choices here. Of course, we have like one token Thanksgiving. There were no space for more. We have a Hysteric Fairy. It's a light, it's a decent beater, and it's just good with Scapegoats, with Ojama tokens. And like, it's the light we want to have, and I want to play around with this card. It's kind of a staple in Goat Control, at least for like older builds, but like the card, want to play around with it. And Spell Absorption, man, against Burn or so. This is so fun. This can go hard. You can get a lot of life gain back and just like it. And like I said, I love the deck. I love the deck, man. I will show you replays here. These are just so fun. We got the Dark Magician of the manga, of course, in the corner. We got the purple background. So I would say let's hop into the duels. Alrighty, replay number 1 against Danio2907. Man, these were sweet. I was like, these were the first two matches I played with that deck. And somehow, I don't know, we are just like lucky and get like pretty cool opponents and pretty cool decks, spicy decks we can have fun with, and very good for our videos. So they start, discard Thunder Dragon instead of background. I was like, Stein, Last Will, let's do it like conservative, Summon Skill Dark, attack. I think we drew Cyberstein every game in this match, if I remember right. We set the Royal Decree as the turn, so now if Royal Decree goes through, this looks just perfect. Here we go. Even the Toon Table, man, oh man. I mean, maybe they have like Scapegoats, let's see. But we got the counters. We got the combo with the Last Will. We got everything here. So trigger Last Will, trigger Skill Dark. I think I was between like Lily and maybe even something like smaller, Exiled Force for like future plays. If they have like Scapegoats or so, we can have something against that. And with the Stein, I decided for Gatling Dragon. If they have something next turn or Scapegoats or whatever, this is like the better answer against them. And maybe if they have Snatch or so, Master of Us is always the big punish, and we would have lethal on field. They activate Scapegoats, so these are gone immediately, and we even have... no, we had the normal summon with the Cyberstein, so not the worst board if you ask me. They made weird stuff with their Thunder Dragons, I remember that. But GG, game one. Really nice. Today on the day is, or like yesterday, I'm not sure, came the new ban list, and I was like, oh man, I have this sweet replays I really have to record. So this is kind of spontaneous, but I'm glad if we have this, and because you see, I didn't want to I really wanted to show them. So they have a T set. Here I wanted to use MST because we have the Royal Decree anyways. I know Royal Decree is maybe not the best against the control deck, but we still didn't see how many traps they play, etc. So I really wanted to keep them in. And I really wanted to make explosive plays here. With the Scapegoat, it's fine. We get a Gatling Dragon again. Use the effect and try to destroy as much monsters as possible. At least we have one heads, that's all we need and want. Everything more is like extra. So just one head. Pyramid Turtle. Okay, so this seems to be zombie control. Really nice. I have a zombie control deck myself. Pretty fun, but with my Chaos Zombie deck I had the perfect combination of like everything with the control side. And the Chaos, for me it's just perfect. So here we could even trigger Last Will, but I think first we just activate Gatling Dragon's effect. We could use Gatling Dragon's effect, meta it away, use it again, but I think I didn't want to use so many resources, so with the Decree, it's just fine. We just use the effect of Gatling Dragon. Had a pretty big think here. Big think. But I decided let's first use the effect. I think we just had one heads again. Yep. So it's a Sangan, unfortunately, but we are still in a pretty good position. They get the Exiled Force. I think we summon Kaiku, get in with the Gatling and the Cyberstein, and then direct attack with the Kaiku to banish the Dark and I think even the Turtle. Because they would have had a Thunder Dragon anyways in hand. They could discard anytime, so... The weird thing I remember, they discarded 2 Thunder Dragons last game. And this game, I think they asked me if it's possible to maybe do like the fail and find, fail to find. Kind of wondered, and I wondered why you do that in that situation. You will see soon. So they used, they have used a perfect use of the Exiled Force, attacking first into the Cyberstein, and then use the effect for the Gatling. Yeah, we just go in with the Kaiku, banish the Exiled Force and the Thunder Dragon, and I think we set the Faith. I know we don't have best targets here, but still wanted to have a use of it. Maybe it's wrong because we need it for the Metamorphosis, and now one of our not so many lights is gone. We just have the Time Wizard left, and I don't remember right now if we have another light. Oh, but at this point we just played the one Magician of Faith. It was the old version with Apprentice Magician, etc. So we have the Exiled Force Last Will combo. Use it, get Pink Lily, and just win here. Oh. Why the Sangan? Oh yeah, I remember. We sided out Lily. Because I was like, against control, like the space is so tight in the deck, and I was like, I think we don't need it, and here it would have been perfect to win. But like I said, position is still fine. They don't have anything in grave. They just T-set. Yeah, and here they asked if they can discard without like the monsters in deck. So I told them about the fail to find. I again didn't see it here because why would you discard both Thunder Dragons? And here we have the Nobleman. And this should be over. Oh, another scapegoat. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yep, well. We could play around Duo, but I don't know. You could always decide you play into Storm or into Duo. So here we just... Oh, I remember. That is a nice... That is a nice here game shot. If you see it already, please comment now. Because I didn't see it first. How we win this without an attack. Maybe it's super obvious and I just say, oh, that was so cool. But I think it was pretty cool because I didn't see it first. So here we definitely search the boy. Summon the boy, snatch a scapegoat, and win with the effect of Toon Cannon Soldiers. Not plural, singular. Yeah, that was the replay number 1. Man, that was cool. We had a lot of answers against the deck. Unfortunately, we didn't really see much. They had a Faith. It looked like zombie control. Pretty sweet. So, like I said, that was replay number 1. Let's hop right into replay number 2. Replay numero 2 against Gas86. Shoutouts. They sent me a friend request afterwards. They start. Oh yeah, I remember they were so nice. They were so nice, always like doing like the smileys and everything. It's such a fresh difference if people are very like positive on the ladder. That's so cool. Shoutouts to Foxy who always writes smileys. Very, very cool. So here they have the sweetest, weirdest reasoning, and the other thing you will see soon, combination I've ever seen. So they used reasoning with cold 8. They get the Mass Sorcerer. Hello? Hello here? Cool. And oh yeah, that was so crazy. So they got the dice jar out of the reasoning, have a grace, and I think I even remember they have a part 2. And that was just so sweet. That was just so cool. And I was like, man, how can we get like most of the time first like 2 or 3 matches? So cool, so sweet. I'm so happy for that. But we have like an open field, so we have some possibilities here. We got the Prima. I wish we could get the Demog to grave anyhow, but I think the play here is just we had to decide between like Last Warrior, but I was like, I saw the dice jar and was like, maybe they set anyways, but what should we do here? This could be like, what did we see? Blasting the runes, so cool. So I don't know what to get. Maybe like Gatling Dragon would be good again. And then I don't know. Use of the Prima somehow. But we decided, I think, for the Last Warrior because just prevents reasoning or monster gate or so. We attack. You get the boy, of course. And we attack into the dice jar because I wanted to avoid any like of Tayu, Book of Moon combos, which could be there at that point. And I think maybe we bait set the Prem just to have something on field, so no player can summon right now. They have a Storm, so we lose the Prem. It's not the end of the world. And there we go. Book of Tayu, Cyber Jar, dice gets rolling. So we have 2 skilled darks, Exiled Force, Morphing Jar, and the creature swap. They have a book, Jog, Trunate, Morphing Jar of their own, and the Book of Tayu. So with our Morphing Jar, I even thought about like get all in attack, but I think it's just smarter to have them set. And I think I decided to set them all just to don't let them know where what monster is, because I think they could even trigger our they even could trigger our morphing jar, so I really didn't want them to know where it is. And I know maybe it would be smarter to get it in attack, because in an empty jar, well, empty jar looking deck, you really don't want to trigger your own morphing jar. But here we go, morphing jar triggers. Unfortunately, our premature is gone, but it would be gone anyways with the morphing jar. So they chain Book of Moon, a common combo in a deck like this. So let's see. I bet they have another one maybe. Here comes a jog. Oh, they set it this turn. They can't activate, I remember. And they wanted to set another monster, which they can't set also, because they normaled the Cyber Jar. I think they even pass. No, another Tayu. And they have a pretty sweet ending of game 1, if I remember right. Here we go. Here comes the reload. Maybe they thought it's like the magical hammer. Like, I just know the German name of the card, but I think it's called English that way. Where you can decide how many cards you wanna reshuffle. So reasoning, we say 8 again, because I think like the last card has to be Demog. So here comes almost the whole deck and Demog. So 32 cards in grave. You should keep that in mind for a few moments. And here we go. Blasting the ruins. 30 or more cards in grave. 3000 life points. Exactly what we have. That was so sweet. So GG to Gas 86. They have game 1. So I was like promoting the channel, especially for like nice people. I like to do that. It's like advertising when I play against people. So we already are in the spell absorption version. Very nice, really cool here, I think. And I think Royal Decree will put in some work. So hopefully they don't have a storm. Prima would be okay. Reload, we're already gaining 500. This could matter in the end. Not like burn, but it's burnish, so. Well, they burned us to death, so it is kind of burn. Like I said, pretty sweet, pretty unpredictable what we should do, etc. So, like to see it. It was like they were just like oof, because the decree can help us pretty much. I'm not sure if you should mind control here, but I wasn't even sure about the mind control. Maybe we should keep it for bigger pushes later, but we just had the Sangan, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. It will be maybe like a Mass Sorcerer or anything we can't really flip. We get 500 at least, and I decided to leave the Mass Sorcerer in set position. So we just go in with the Sangan, and I think nothing more. Yep, here we go. So nothing, not too much is happening now. We got the skill Dark, pretty cool. It was asking them what the defense of the Masked Sorcerer is again. I can Google it. So it's 1400. We see it now, but of course you don't see it if you play in real life. So we attack with the skill Dark. Not a Sangan beat is coming in. Opponent at 6000 life points. And I think nothing to do here. Here comes the Storm. Unfortunately, we definitely activate, like here the chain does make sense, because we get a 500 plus from the MST, because it comes immediately after it resolves, so it should trigger here. But I wasn't sure if it would trigger from Storm, but I was pretty sure it won't. It's too slow, and it's gone when Storm resolved, so that's fine. We have 2 triggers on the skill Dark, and next turn I was like, okay, we can trigger the skill Dark, Have a search of Zangan, can search into Stein, and maybe have a big push here. Of course, we drew the Dark Magician, as always. So here comes Metamorphosis on the Zangan. We get the Dragoness, the Wicked Knight. That's why you should always have guys like those in your in real life fusion deck. Because it can matter. It just can matter to have some place. We get the Cyberstein. Get the boy out, use the effect. I think we go again into Gatling Dragon. It just makes the most sense here. Oh, we're going to Balter. I remember. I was totally didn't give a damn about any like mirror forces also. And I thought like Balter is also good against like any spell they want to activate next turn maybe. We have more than 3,000 life points due to the spell absorption. Called that? Yeah. So here we go in. Very cool. They had a Solar Flare Dragon. Okay. That person is cooking. So, of course, we threw game. I think if we gotten so much in like that, maybe we should have gone for game. But I was like, we could have like at least a little rest of comeback with the Prima. We would have like 2 more spell activations. We would have gotten into 2 Stein summons. That would be cool. But here they set a lot of back row. Pass the turn, and most of the time they're not real. So let's have a look. This is a Giant Trunate, Blasting the Runes, and a Book of Tayo. Yep. In the end, it's a combo deck and a card destruction. So nothing here. I decided let's go with the big guys to defense and get in with the small ones. And we win game 2. Here we go into game. Cat is doing cat things. So here we go into game 3. I know like Dedication Through Light and Darkness is like a bad card, but it is so sweet. If it comes up, it's so cool. And this is a deck I would take it to a tournament just for fun. But this is a deck I really want to play stuff like Magic Cylinder and Time Wizard, stuff that kind of fits the topic of Dark Magician, I don't know, or Yugi. And I have to play it. I just have to play it for the sweetness factor. So they had a reasoning. We called 3 because of the jars. They had the Cannon Soldier and normaled a Sacred Crane, which they tribute for 500 damage. You can do that. I don't know if it's worth it. But here we have a lot of life points we can gain with the spell absorption. I really like that. Really cool. Like it's made for like against burn, and I think it's pretty sweet. It's a nice little tag. Pretty cool. So we have the Toon Table of Contents, gain 1500 life points with it. Get our Ugly Boy. Isn't there a Lady Gaga song? Ugly Boy? I'm not sure right now. You can tell me in the comments. And I think we do. Well, we have the Scapegoats with the Toon Cannon Soldier, and I think it's pretty cool. Okay, here it is. I decided to set the Faith and the Scapegoats. If they attack into the Faith, we can chain Scapegoats to get them back. Of course, if they have knock, which we didn't see at all in game 1, I think. Or did we? I'm not sure right now. Yeah, we can have a use of the Faith. I also set like the Dedication because if they have, I don't know, Dust Tornado, chances are higher we they don't hit the Scapegoats. They have Reckless Greed and a Jar, so they go kind of all in here. They even told us that the auto draw switched off. I really appreciate stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Pretty cool. Book of Tayo coming down for a dice jar. Gambling. Shoutouts to Foxy. This is so funny. So they had a 3. Guess what we rolling? We are literally rolling here. Damn. We had a 6. That was my first dice jar 6. It is so funny. So they're down to 2k. Fine for me. Fine for me. They had the gamble. They lost. I decided in end phase we definitely activate the scapegoats. I have them on field already. Unfortunately, we don't have any space for the Toon Cannon Soldier to win here. But I decided to... Yeah, my plan was flipping Faith, get back the scapegoats, attacking into the Toon Cannon Soldier, get space, get the boy, and win. Storm first to be safe. Unfortunately, they have the chainable Threatening Roar. So no attack this turn. We get a 500 plus from... I know we don't get a 500 plus because same situation as before with the Storm. So nothing to do here except waiting. They just have to attack into anything and we win because we just need 4 monsters. They attack into the Faith and into another token. So we have game on field. They again tribute their Sacred Crane. This should be sealed here. So summoning the boy, Cryo, for all the tokens, and have again a nice, sweet win. I like I told you, with the scapegoats and the Toon Cannon Soldier, it is just like burn also. So we could think about like including like I think maybe against stuff like Turbo, we could include like Ceasefire. We could think about that. I love Ceasefire. The real ones know that. But I loved this match, man. The Dice Jar, the pretty sweet deck of Gas 86. So cool. And I love the deck already. So guys, these were the first 2 replays. I don't know yet if we have more replays or we have real matches now, but we will definitely see us in the next duel. Guess what? We have a replay number 3 because we are just lucky and just have cool opponents with cool decks and nice matches. So here we are against Dr. Manu. I am so convinced of the Summoner of Illusions, man. I think this card, it looks so cool. I have to check the rarities for this, but I think it's like a common. I'm not sure, but it would be so cool if there's a, I don't know, like super rare or higher or even ultimate rare. That would be so crazy. But let's see. We have a Graceful, which is very, very good with the Dark Magician of Chaos. And I think we can get rid of it definitely, and maybe even the Dedication through Light and Darkness, because we don't really need it here without the Dark Magician, but we could like hope in the future we will get it. So yeah, I got rid of the Time Wizard because no really need here. So I think I may have made some changes after this match too, like putting, I think I put Time Wizard to the side deck and made some other changes. You will see this time, like this episode, I do the deck construction after the first testing. So you see the final result for the matches, and the replays are like the old versions, but you see the updated version of the deck. I think that's way better. So here we thought about like changing Ring when the Stealth Bird gets to set defense position, because we want to get rid of it and want to do that as soon as possible to avoid any more damage, and I think that's the right decision. So they set another monster in the back row. We draw into Scapegoats. We will see if this is these are useful here. Would be cool with the Summoner. I think here we get back the Graceful definitely with our Moth and use it. So we draw into Skilled Dark, Injection Fairy Lily, and the Book of Moon. Of course, Book of Moon can be very good later with the Moth. Could do some cool plays with like Summoner of Illusions. Save the book to maybe book this one. So we will see. We discarded Scapegoat and definitely the Morphine Jar because against Burn, you don't want to use this card. So we summon the Skilled Dark to get maybe damage in or so. Okay, they have their own ringing the Skilled Dark. That's fine. Was shortly thinking about like using the book on him, but it's way better again with the Moth and stuff like that. So let's see. They have a Swarm of Scarabs, unfortunately. get rid of the Moth, and go in. We got the Lily, which is very dangerous here. So, okay. Table of contents. Definitely search out the boy, I think. I decided to summon the Summoner of Illusions first. Oh yeah, that's cool. We attack into the Swarm Scarabs. That's why you always want to keep Snatch Steal against Pac-Man. Because you just grab the thing, get it to set defense, and have a use of their effect, and keep it, and they won't get 1,000... they won't gain 1,000 life points every turn. And having a Swarm of Scarabs against Pac-Man is just such a huge advantage, so they really don't want to see that, so really like this here. They search out Lily, so we have the Book of Moon, and I remember next turn we had to make a very big decision, or I had to think pretty long, because what should we book? Should we book like the Lily to avoid the attack? Should we book the attack target if it's Summoner of Illusions, but that wouldn't really make sense. So I think here we really had to book the Lily, because they would basically kill us. So in the end, it wasn't the biggest decision, but I was thinking maybe we want to have them getting a pump to get to like 3,400. Maybe have some burn plays with the Toon Cannon Soldier. I was thinking about stuff like that, but in the end, it's better to have the Book of Moon against the Lily. That's why you also play Book of Moon in like Pac-Man, because you have the out next turn anyway, so you just want to protect your monsters for one attack. That's why also Magic Cylinder just makes sense, kind of. So we use the effect, get rid of the Lily. They have Offerings to the Doomed with a very weird timing. If they would have used it when I flipped down, it would be so much better for them. Maybe they forgot it, maybe they, I don't know, maybe it was late there. But yeah, the effect still resolves. Maybe they didn't know about the ruling like that, I don't know. But Lily goes away. I was thinking shortly to use Lily, but that would be just so dangerous. So we attack with the Summoner. And I think we summon the Toon Cannon Soldier in main phase 2. They didn't draw, of course, because of the offerings. That was also one of my favorite schoolyard cards, because my best Yu-Gi-Oh friend played this, and it did something with me. I always remember this card, and he had it, and it was so special for me. And a lot of cards were so special for me, or for every one of us at that time, because it like burned into your brain, like with good memories. We always played at the ping pong table. We were sitting there or standing there and played Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, back in the days, you just go there and ask, hey, is he at home? And he comes out and you just play. Or he's not at home, you go somewhere else. Good old times. Good old times without any internet and old stuff. But good times now too. I don't want to be like the old guy who says, oh, it was always better in the past. So everything's fine. But good nostalgia memories. Always nice. We found Last Will. It's just perfect. We trigger it by tributing the Summoner. They get a 500 damage. We go to Exile Force and have a perfect win here. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, I didn't mention, this is the first time you see the new background. I made a new one because I didn't like the frame of the Dark Magician on the like left middle. Stuff like that catches my eye. Also, like you see here, like the morphing jar and the Zorg are not centered, because I don't know. It is centered in the artwork I did, but it took it like not right, so I have to rearrange that, because I need stuff like that. When I do something centered, it has to be in the middle. So they have a L-Lab. We summon the Skilled Dark. Duo, we still have a pod. So this is just combo already here. Just perfect. Use pod, get another counter. We have 2 Last Wills. That's just crazy. So activating both. Use the effect. trigger all of the stuff, get the Dark Magician. I think I got the Stein too, maybe, or maybe Exiled Force. Okay, we decided for Lily and Exiled Force, and then we have the Dark Magician in defense because of the L-Lab. Yeah, they were asking because of the errata on the card here on Dueling Book, but Last Will is not once per turn. So we go in for 3400. I preferred that over like a Stein to get us like to 2,000 or 3,000 life points. I think that's way better. Wouldn't know what we should bring anyways, so should be fine. They set a monster. We have the Toon Table of Contents. I think setting Morph is the thing you want to do here. This could be a swarm of scarabs, so you really want to get rid of it. We don't have BLS live. We have to, well, we have to get a light to grave, so we take the risk kind of to, like, it's not the biggest problem if Morph gets to grave, because then BLS is live and that's what you want to have against Pac-Man. Oh yeah, they even had the Protector of the Sanctuary. So cool, so cool. So they go after the Lily. That's what I forgot. I think I would have maybe done the same, but I think I would have gotten after the set monster. But I think it's not wrong to get rid of the Lily, but now it's super duper perfect because we can flip them off, get back the pot. We have to save the pot till the Protector is gone away because it will negate it. But we can tribute them off for Jinso, which is just too good here. It's just so good. So we can comfortably summon BLS, get rid of the Swarm of Scarabs, and chill for a turn. Then we get rid of the Protector or the set monster. Let's see, we have Storm, so this thing is just, I wouldn't say it was a sack, but it was, we had like everything. So now we get in with Jinso and then direct attack with the Dark Magician. Awesome. In main 2 we can use the pot. Here we go. We set it into token Thanksgiving, of course. Unfortunately, this wasn't game here, but can't have it all. So GG to Dr. Manu. They had the Wave Motion Cannon and a Gravity Bind. Be useless in that spot, of course. Yeah, that was another very great duel, and I think now it's all for the replays. I don't know yet, but we will definitely see us in the next duel. Alrighty, match number 1 against Momentine. Welcome to the video anyways. Hello, have fun. They took scissors. Let's take rock. Let's take the obvious choice. So lol, they just played against Cobb. Funny. So shoutouts to Cobb at this point. Made changes again. I changed something on the frame here because I had 2 frames overlapping, but I really like it more with that 1 frame here. And a little extra you may notice. Write it in the comments if you see it. If you really have eagle eyes, you should see it. So we have a little lag here. Okay, Summer of Illusions, love to see it. Last Will, pot. I think, well, Summer of Illusions is something for bigger pushes. We could also trigger Last Will with it. But yeah, I think we just pot here. Maybe we find Grace to get Demog to grave, that would be crazy. We have the skill Dark, so I think we will summon it out. Set Royal Decree, set Ring, and pass. I think that's fine. Of course, I wished I had the skill Dark before I had the pot, but hopefully we can have a use of the Ring. before we flip the decree. They have an upstart. It's pretty laggy, unfortunately. They set a back row. I really don't want to flip decree, I think, before we have a use of the ring. Yeah, they just have one back row anyways, so this shouldn't be the biggest problem. I think we actually summon, set Summon of Illusions this turn. Oh yeah. Totally forgot to get a counter on, so we already have one. But I think we want more, so let's just go in. In the end, it's a 1900 beater, not the worst, it's cool. Let's set Summon of Illusions. If it eats a knock, I'm fine with that. With the upstart, it could be Turbo, could also be like Reasoning Gate, of course. So they have a set monster now. They have Monster Gate. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, what should we do? Skill Dark has another counter, so let's see. Looks like normal Reasoning Gate with Sorg, Lightning Vortex, BLS, etc. 2 Sorgs already in Grave. Hopefully they don't hit the Jinso. They hit the Jinso, of course. Alrighty. So I think Skill Dark is gone. Let's see. Take your time. Momentine. Premature Burial. Here we go. Let's put a counter on. I know it won't survive pretty long, but yeah, it's fine. We should survive this turn, so maybe. Imagine that attack into the Summon of Illusions first. Okay, get blowback. Yep. Fails. We had it in the cup, in the elemental thing. It never hits. It never hits. I think I threw like 6 coins against Cup. And with Gatling Dragon also, and it never hit something, so. Okay, still have Crane and Jinso. Now they have a Sork. They have Crane and... Okay, they should have a Dimension Fusion also. Or maybe they just... Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. They attack into Summoner of Illusions first. We could tribute the skill Dark to summon like... Okay. To summon like the big guy or so to defend ourselves would be funny. Maybe have a comeback next turn. Every time. Okay. Unfortunately, they attack into the skill Dark first. We should survive this turn, so still have a chance, I think. Yeah. Fortunately, we can't activate Summon of Illusions, but let's see. They have 23, 16, another 16. But these decrees will be cited out immediately. Can we have any premature burial play? We could. Well, Stein is dead, definitely. Just have 2 spells. Morphing Jar doesn't help. Serpent. We could crash Serpent to trigger Last Will, but I don't see what that should do. Could go into Lily. I mean, we can try. Let's use Last Will. Let's see what we can get. I don't know yet. Could summon Morphing Jar. Because it's a little bigger, we have not so much damage. We would have 1700. With the Serpent, we would have 1300. Yeah, let's use Morphing Jar. Attack into the Crane. We will get Exiled Force anyways, I think. So it's 900. Player last will. I think we get Exiled Forest. Oh no, we will get the boy. Time Wizard action. Alrighty. I will say heads. Let's do it. Let's do it. Gambling. Here we go. Okay. Unfortunate. Yeah, only tails for everyone. Do we have any chances? Oh, of course we got the Prima. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I will call heads again. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Dude. Okay. Sometimes DB doesn't want you to win. GG, GG. We had 2 Time Wizard activations here. Okay, we get out the Decree, we get out the Nox. I think Summon of Illusions is maybe too slow here. Let's get in Token Thanksgiving, Jaugen, Karibo, Cyberjar, Tribe. These are a lot of monsters. So Scapegoats is good. Actually, even Mirror Force is not the worst here. But these have to go anyways, so have 4, 5, 6 cards. Okay, we have to trim some monsters. I think Summon of Illusions can go. No, let's get out Morph. Let's go to Serp. Let's get out Morphing Jar. We don't. This should be fine. This should be fine. Nice opponent. I don't care if we lose or win. We had 2 failed Time Wizard activations. They had 2 failed Blowback Dragon activations. It's just funny. So I think we will activate Toon Table of Contents. Get the boy. Where's the other one? Right here. There we go. I think we even set it. We could also set the Tsukuyomi. Doesn't do much here right now. Let's set Tsukuyomi, set Scapegoats. Pass the turn. This should be fine. Usually they don't play Nox. Adjust the light a little bit. That's better. So I found Grace, of course. Oh, let's see. Well, Scapegoats is obviously pretty good defense against Reasoning Gate. Discarding Light Dark. I totally forgot about the Time Wizard with Last Will. I'm glad we tried at least. Freaking gambling. Just watched a video about RNG in video games. And that like RNG isn't real RNG and it's all like made, of course, by computers. And like real luck in life is something else. It was pretty interesting, but it was a German video, so. But it's by a creator called Ulti. You may know it. Like the German community should know it. But here comes BLS, slamming right down, banishing our Tsukuyomi. I mean, they have a Dimension Fusion anyways, I think. Dimension Fusion, here we go. Yep. It's fine. We will keep those Scapegoats till the last second, I think. Cannon Soldier can be good also here to get them under 2k. Prevent the Dimension Fusion, but they already used it, so. Insane Place. Incoming. Okay. So, here comes Demog. Here comes the other Grace. Take your time. Always take your time. It's no problem. I don't care if people take long, I just cut it out or whatever. That's fine. So what did they discard? Stork and Crane. Use Monster Gates. Do we chain scapegoats here? No, I don't think so. We don't care about Jinso. Crane Con. There comes another Crane. So they have definitely one other Dimension Fusion at least. Because they can get back the guys. Upstart. I take those 1000 life points, definitely. So we have Last Will combo with the Toon Cannon Soldier next turn, so maybe, let's see, maybe we can do something. They didn't normaled yet, I think, so if they have Tribe, that would be annoying, of course. They have another Sork, so I think... Dimension Fusion now, okay. But I think it's only the Demog, right? Oh no. Yeah. They had BLS. Sure. Cool. Here we go. Writing. I think that scapegoat looks a little lost. I think I have to change that. I'm blanking if I summoned one of those properly. I think there was one light thing or the Sork. Yeah, it should be all right. I don't know what the problem was here, but they get back Grace. They don't kill us. We could maybe kill them next turn. Let's see. With like Stein over Rain, but we will get too much damage maybe. Let's see. I'm glad I have some coffee to have a nicer waiting. For me, like, Reasoning Gate never was so annoying. I think it's nice to watch how they do the combo. Way better than like Empty Jar. Okay. Of course they have the Lightning Vortex, so this is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be enough, right? Is it enough? I don't know. Let's do the math. This should be enough. Yep. Well, GG's. Momentine. Nice words from the opponent. Well, usually you could think about like, okay, we didn't really play, we just watched some RNG person play, but was such a nice person. I really wanna share this video, and we had the terrific try to ruin the board with like the Time Wizard. So nice. We would have 2 Last Wills, so we could have gotten into like I don't know, another Time Wizard, something like that. But well, I had fun. I hope you guys had too, but let's hop right into the next match. Here we are in match number 2 on a fresh 100 elo because it's a new season. So I'm very curious what we're gonna play against. Playing against High Captain. Hello, have fun. Already at 219 elo, so let's see. Oh, well, I like that hand. Oh, I like that hand even more. And I realized we had the OCG layout in the replays, and now I chose the control layout. So sorry for the mix-up here, but so we have a little variations in the layouts. Why not? Why not? I just started our zombie to 1K grinding series, so maybe you can see how much everything is like not happening right after the one thing. Sorry. Playing against zombies as it seems. And here, like, so many people just quit because it's so early in the ladder season. So I think we just set scapegoats as the turn. Nothing more to do here. Maybe they have a Book of Life, so we really have to have keep an eye on our on our grave. Regenerating Mummy. We activate scapegoats in battle phase. Yeah, I assume they attack one. Ooh, so another scapegoat. So we could wait. We are not in a hurry here. We could also do Stein plays, but I think, why should we do that? I think we just wait. If they have tribe, cool. We could bait out Arc, but we don't really have to. I think we just wait. We are a control deck, Construct. You have to know that you can chill. Really didn't want to set the scapegoats. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I assume we go into Gatling. Here we go. 3 tails, please. I did 6 tails against Cup the other day. 1 heads. 2 heads. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So unfortunately we go below Stein range, but dude, this time Wizard finally found his fate, I think. Maybe we find Grace. Sank it. Okay, so I think we are here for a reason. Time Wizard. Cryo. I called heads the last time, and it was always, it failed. So let's, my gut says heads again. So let's say tails. Always listen to your gut. Dude, it failed. Unfortunately, it failed. So we still have the scapegoats to survive. We need to get a dark in grave. But nothing more we can do than set scapegoats. Maybe we survive. Well, we definitely should survive one more turn. Yeah, Jinso is fine. Cool. At least it's a cool deck. We don't care. Even Book of Life. Okay. Here we go. We still survive. Still survive. Love to see it. Alrighty. Let's shortcut this. Yep, that is it. Well, we play against zombies, Stein, obliterate you immediately. I think we want the Jaugen. I think we want the Karibo, but it's not. Well, it's a Stein deck, so they play Jinsu of their own, so we don't need the Decree, I think. We want those. Want the Tribe and the Cyber Jar. Definitely want the book. We don't need the Nox. I don't like creature swaps so much against zombies. Maybe the third scapegoats are pretty good here. We have Jaugen. Let's keep the Demok. I don't think we had any Demok action this video. I'm not sure right now. We have to trim on stuff, right? Let's cut the Morphing Jar. Let's cut the Summoner of Illusions. Okay, just that one. Oh man, I want to use this card. Yeah, let's cut this. I think that's fine. I think that is fine. Okay. Yeah, we got some room because we could trim on the trees. So, yeah, why not? Let's summon Skill Dark, activate Pot. Get the first counter. Found Cyberstein. Let's set Book of Moon and I think even the Mirror Force. Against explosive decks, I want to be prepared. Okay, Duo is okay. Another counter on the Skilled Dark. Should I use the shortcut? Second closest to extra deck. So, that one? Okay. So Lily goes. That's the thing I wanted to see go the most, so it's fine. Let's get rid of Jaugen. That's fine too. Second counter on here. A little dark over here, right? Got to change the light. Yeah, that's better. That is better. Okay. Set back row. Sombyra the Dark. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I think we have to use Mirror Force here. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to book the Skilled Dark. Do Stein plays next turn. Got the premature. We would win with Stein and Lily. Oh yeah, we would. Exiled Force. Could also just get back the Skilled Dark. But I think we're here for a purpose, right? And we have the Book of Moon for any emergency measures. Let's use Stein. Oh. Yeah, I take that. Should wait for me to use Prio, bro. So let's use Premature. We would go down to 2200, but we can't get back Lily, unfortunately. But let's get Stein. The effect. I think we have 2200. Snatch is out. Snatch is out. I think we can get King Dragoon. Torrential is also out. Get King Dragoon or the big boy. We also get Gatling Dragon. Now let's get the big boy. We have Exiled Force for next turn. And like I said, the Book of Moon looks pretty good here. I seem to be a beginner maybe, because usually you would ask for like Prio and definitely use Torrential after me paying, but I take the advantage. 200 more. Okay, okay. I take that. I take that. So, Book of Life is not live on their side. What a match already. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We don't even need that Graceful. Who needs Graceful if we have Exiled for to pop the monster? Maybe some informations? No. Okay. Here we go. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe the stack is not as explosive as I think it is, but I think I want to keep the Karibo. We want to have Blade Knight? No. Kaiku. We definitely want Kaiku. Totally forgot about that one. Good trim on a Skilled Dark, maybe even. That's the guy we want to see, right? Not sure about the Karibo, to be honest. Let's cut the Jaugen. Let's cut the Jaugen. Should be fine. We have a lot of monsters here. That's the stuff we want to have. Yeah. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We have 3 scapegoats, so if we brick on monsters, we can buy some time, I think. Last Will, Skilled Dark, Toon Cannon Soldier. I think we got something to do here. Here comes the Pyramid Turtle. Okay. So... Oh, I thought with the Cannon Soldier we have the Toon Table of Contents. Let's see. Good Last Will. Also tribe. What could we get with Last Will? Gatling or so, but it's way too early for that. So I think we actually just tribe away the turtle. Metamorphosis is not doing much here. Yeah, I want to use priority. Get rid of the meta. Play zombie. Tribe goes away, that's fine. Then we set the Book of Moon as a turn. That's fine, that's fine. 2 for 2 trade. That's the thing with the turtles, you really want to get rid of it. Okay, they go low here. So I think they get the Chunky Boy. We would still be in Stein range. Let's see. Maybe Lily's better. Yeah, perfect. We have the Book of Moon for that. 700 going in. Book of Moon, the big boy. I loved when JDZ always said like, oh, big chunky boy coming on the field. Always have to think about that. Okay, we have the Mirror Force even. So I think this is an easy... Well, the punish would be like Mirror Force, Torrential. Torrential wouldn't be the punish because we'd get another monster anyways. I think we just go over the Stein and win. So let's Last Will. Let's tune Cannon Soldier. Use priority. Do 500 damage even. I think we get Stein, right? Yeah, people want to tell experienced player that there's no priority. So, still they take 500. I don't want to argue, I don't care. Alrighty, so here comes Last Will. I think Stein is the best. We could go into Lily. Wouldn't be left with nothing. If we have Lily or Stein, doesn't really matter because we couldn't get Ryosenshi. Because we can't negate trap anyways. Maybe get into Gatling. Stein is out. Snatch is out. No, that was last. That was last game. No, let's get Lily. And win the match. Well, that was an awesome match. Crazy with their first game. Really liked the second game, and of course here also super cool. Unfortunately, not the biggest Dark Magician actions here, but you saw the replays, and like I said, this is not focusing so much on the Dark Magician, more on a like good deck. I was even thinking about using that deck for the 1K grinding series, but I think zombies is just fits better. So guys, this was match number 2. This is it for Dark Magician Control. I had so much fun. I hope you guys had too, like in the first Dark Magician Turbo video. If you liked the videos, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the videos, give them a thumbs up. Construct is signing out. I wish you all a great day. See you next video.